Hey, those iPads your kids have, where'd they come from?
Officer, we're having lunch. We are customers here.
I didn't ask that. Kids like that don't have iPads.
That's a disgusting thing to say. Leave us alone.
You're being disruptive. Plus, this isn't even your neighborhood.
I am a city council member. Call your supervisor now.
A cop, an older lady who's a grandma, her 2 little grandkids, a busy fast food spot, and a confrontation that's about to turn into a $3.2 million nightmare. Hang in there with me, because Officer Mark Reynolds just told the wrong grandma she didn't belong. That grandma is Councilwoman Evelyn Hayes, 58 years old, serving her 4th term on the Public Safety Board, one of the 12 folks who decide if Reynolds keeps his job or not. And he just informed her she doesn't belong. Man, when clips like this blow up online and the city figures out what went down, it's going to spark a real conversation about how cops handle black families in places white officers figure are theirs. Drop a comment if you think Reynolds just tanked his own career. This isn't some random grandma. This is real influence running into straight-up bias. And bias is about to get wrecked. Councilwoman Evelyn Hayes had been out there grinding for her community for almost 20 years. Started as a teacher in schools that barely had supplies, then moved into organizing to get money flowing into overlooked neighborhoods, and for the last 14 years, she's been on city council covering the South Side, the area white leaders call the inner city, while black folks just call it home. Almost 20 years of that fight. But through every budget battle, every policy push, every late-night meeting, Evelyn always put being a grandma first. Her 2 grandkids are the ones who call her Mimi and make everything worth it. Every Saturday, she wasn't tied up with council stuff. She'd scoop them up from their mom's place on the South Side and take them somewhere fun. Could be the Children's Museum, the big park with the awesome slides, or the library where little Maya would get lost in the picture books and Jamal would crush those learning apps on the computers. This particular day was extra special. Maya, 10, had pulled straight A's for the 4th quarter in a row. Jamal, 8, had just won his grade's Geography B, nailing tough ones like Archipelago and Peninsula. Evelyn promised them whatever they wanted as a treat. They picked the new Chicken Haven spot in Oak Ridge, the fancy suburb one, not the one close to home. Oak Ridge had bigger play areas, fresher vibes, and it just felt like a real outing instead of everyday stuff. Oak Ridge, about 45,000 people, average family income around $125,000, 89% white, maybe 3% black. The type of place folks move to escape city life, where signs screaming about keeping property taxes low outnumber anything about welcoming people. And their police force? Known for jumping on anything that seems off. Evelyn knew Oak Ridge's rep. She'd heard from people in her district about getting pulled over just for driving through, getting tailed in stores, questioned for walking around. For years, she'd pushed the city to look into Oak Ridge PD for racial profiling, fought for outside reviews, demanded stats on stops and force incidents. And she'd hit walls. Oak Ridge's mayor, their police chief, white council folks saying she was making it about race, claiming the place stayed safe thanks to tough policing, saying if folks didn't want hassle, they should stick to their areas. But here's what those people missed. Evelyn wasn't begging for entry. She wasn't asking nicely. She was standing up for her grandkids' right to be in any public spot without getting eyed, to grab food at a nice place, hit a good playground, just be kids. Anywhere, even in rich white suburbs that act like black folks showing up, is a problem. So when Maya and Jamal begged to hit the Oak Ridge Chicken Haven, Evelyn said sure. Loaded them in the car, drove the 25 minutes from the South Side, pulled in around 1:30 on a Saturday, walked in holding their hands high and proud. She got them the works. Nuggets for Jamal, a grilled wrap for Maya, fries and shakes for both, plus sundaes. And since they'd earned it, hard work paying off, Evelyn handed over the surprise she'd been holding on to. 2 brand new tablets, not fancy luxury ones, just solid new ones with the boxes and receipts still inside. They grabbed a table by the play area. Maya opened hers slow and careful, checking the setup guide, asking Evelyn to lock in the kid controls. Jamal tore into his like it was Christmas, right away begging to grab a shark game. Evelyn cracked up, helped them both get going while they munched, watched them beam with pride. Maya pulled out her report card to show off. Jamal spelled his winning word out loud. Archipelago. Archipelago. This right here? This was Evelyn's favorite part of life. Not the council votes or policy wins. This, her grandkids happy, safe, feeling celebrated. Then Officer Mark Reynolds walks up to their table. He's 40, 14 years on the Oak Ridge Force, on his lunch break in full uniform, gun on his hip. Eating a sandwich a few tables over. He'd been staring since they sat down. Not because they were causing trouble, just because they were there. Black grandma, 2 black kids in his spot, in his suburb. Reynolds has a track record. 7 excessive force complaints over the years, all looked at by his own department and cleared. A couple specifically about racial comments, both labeled not proven since no extra witnesses. One from a black family saying he told them to head back where they came from, dropped after the family got stonewalled by internal affairs. Evelyn doesn't know his history yet, but she will. After today, she'll pull every file, every camera clip, every note on Reynolds, and see the pattern that should have cost him his badge long ago. Reynolds finishes eating, wipes up, stands, eyes locked on the tablets. New boxes, black kids, pricey gadgets. In his head, it's obvious. Stolen or fraud or something shady. He walks over. No polite intro, no asking to talk. Just stands there, hand near his gun belt, voice like he's used to people jumping. Those tablets, where'd they come from? Evelyn looks up. She's 58. Black woman in this country her whole life. She knows that tone, knows exactly where it's headed, but she keeps cool. Grandkids are right there. Won't let them see her scared. Won't teach them cops are to be feared when she's done nothing wrong. Excuse me? Those tablets the kids got, where'd you get 'em? Let me see receipts. Maya's grin drops. Jamal freezes, nugget halfway to his mouth. Both look at their grandma, confused. Why's the cop upset? Officer, we're just eating lunch. My grandkids and I are paying customers. What's the issue? Reynolds clenches his jaw. Doesn't like her pushing back. Doesn't like questions instead of obedience. I didn't ask if you're customers. I asked where the tablets came from. Kids like them don't usually have stuff like that. Kids like them. The whole place catches it. Family next to them stops chewing, ears perked. Teen worker behind the counter grabs her phone. Manager near the register hesitates. Kids like them. Not kids their age, not kids in this place. Black kids. In Reynolds' world, black kids shouldn't have nice stuff unless it's hot. Evelyn breathes deep. She could flash her council badge, shut it down fast. But she wants to see how far he'll push when he thinks no one's watching. Wants proof of how he treats folks without power. Kids like what, officer? He leans closer, voice low, but sharp. You know exactly what I mean. Those things cost over $500 a piece. You really expect me to buy that you bought them? Yes, I expect you to believe it, because I did buy them. And I don't like what you're implying. You're raising your voice. His hand edges toward his gun. Not drawing, just there. You're causing a scene. And honestly, this isn't your area. There are chicken havens closer to where you live. You don't need to be here. Maya starts tearing up quietly. Big tears because a cop's yelling at her Mimi, and she doesn't get why. Jamal drops his nugget, slides his hand under the table to grab Evelyn's. Evelyn wraps an arm around Jamal, squeezes Maya's hand, keeps her voice steady for them. Because they're watching. Because how she handles this teaches them how to handle the world. Officer, we have every right to be here. We're paying for our food. My grandkids are enjoying lunch and their gifts I bought to celebrate school wins. We're not breaking any laws, Not doing anything wrong, and I need your name and badge number. This is straight harassment. Reynolds' face goes red, voice gets louder. Everyone's staring now. Teens filming. Managers on the phone, probably calling higher-ups. You don't tell me what to do. People like you don't give orders. You want to stay? Fine. But I'm checking if those tablets are stolen. And if you don't help, I can get child services involved. See if those kids should even be with you. That hits hard. Evelyn sees Maya's eyes widen in panic. Feels Jamal's grip tighten. Knows that terror black families live with. The idea one cop's word can yank your kids away. That's when Evelyn's done. Officer Reynolds. Her voice stays calm but strong, carries across the quiet restaurant. Badge 319. I can read it from here. I know your name because I've seen your file. 7 excessive force reports. A couple racial profiling ones your department swept under the rug. I'm on City Council, Public Safety Board. I vote on your funding, your contract, your oversight. What you're doing right now, harassing me and my grandkids in a restaurant because you think we don't fit, is going to end your career. The place is dead silent. Phone's out recording. Reynolds goes from red to ghost white. Hand drops off his belt. I didn't know. You shouldn't have to know who I am. You should have treated us like people. But since you can't handle that, listen close. Walk away from this table. Leave the restaurant. Write up this whole thing. I'll request the report first thing Monday, then wait for what comes next. Reynolds stumbles back, mumbles something about just my job, bolts out, jumps in his cruiser, peels off. Evelyn sits, pulls her grandkids close, calls her chief of staff right there. This is Councilwoman Evelyn Hayes, who's spent 14 years pushing for police reform, sits on the board overseeing funding, getting targeted by a cop who saw a black woman and black kids and assumed powerless. Type, "Protect black kids" in the comments if you think Reynolds crossed a line he can't uncross. By the time she drops the kids at their mom's an hour later, she's made calls to her chief of staff, lawyer, a kid trauma expert, the city manager, local news. No call to Oak Ridge PD. Won't let them spin it first. That night, after Maya and Jamal are home, after Evelyn explains to her daughter, whose face goes from shock to fury, after they agree to go all in publicly, Evelyn sits at her kitchen table, laptop open, building the case. Receipts. Tablets bought 4 days earlier at Tech Mart, $642 each with tax. Lunch, $35.47. Gas round trip. Everything. The video. Teen worker sent it straight to her after Evelyn slipped a card. Almost 8 minutes. Clear audio of kids like them. Not your area. CPS threat. Shows Reynolds' attitude. Evelyn's calm. The kids' fear. Witnesses. White family next table already emailed, ready to swear Reynolds was aggressive. No provocation from Evelyn. Manager says corporate will help. 5 more customers reached out via her office. And Reynolds' file? As a council member, she can request it. Confirms the pattern, 7 force complaints, all on black or Latino folks. All cleared internally with excuses like policy okay or not enough proof. 2 profiling ones, one from 2020, him allegedly telling a black family at a park to leave since they didn't belong. One from 2022, slur during a stop. Both unsubstantiated. Another from a black shop owner he grilled on ownership, hinting fraud. Dropped when the guy quit responding to rescheduled meetings. This isn't one rotten apple. It's a system shielding bad apples, self-investigating, clearing itself, making complaints hell so people quit, labeling everything unproven if there's wiggle room, letting biased officers stay because internal affairs answers to the badge, not the public. Evelyn knows it cold. She's battled it 14 years. Pushed for citizen boards, independent probes, open complaint rules, blocked by white colleagues calling her anti-cop, saying she doesn't get officer safety, claiming it works fine. Now she's got ironclad proof, personal, filmed, witnessed. She's using it all. That night her daughter calls. Maya can't sleep. Keeps asking if police will take her, if she did bad, why the officer hated them. Jamal freaked at a cop car passing, cried, said police hate black people, doesn't want restaurants anymore. Daughter's mad, scared, protective. Mom, they were just babies eating lunch. What kind of person does that? Evelyn has no easy answer. Truth hurts. Reynolds saw black kids with nice things, couldn't fathom they earned them, or their grandma bought them out of love. Couldn't see past his prejudice to their humanity. Truth is, her grandkids got a lesson she never wanted. Being great in school isn't armor. Winning bees isn't protection. At any second, someone with a badge can decide you don't belong and rip your world apart. But Evelyn can fight back. Sue, force change. So that's what she does. Monday, 9 a.m., press conference on City Hall steps. Big prints of video stills. Maya scared, Jamal crying, Reynolds looming, hand near gun. Reporters, cameras, crowd, mostly black, mostly South Side folks with their own just existing stories. No script. Evelyn speaks raw from years of fights and fresh anger. Last Saturday, my 10-year-old granddaughter and 8-year-old grandson got harassed by Officer Mark Reynolds from Oak Ridge PD. Harassed for eating lunch, playing with tablets I bought, for being black kids in a place he decided wasn't for them. He said we didn't belong. Accused theft with zero proof. Threatened CPS to take my grandkids. All because he couldn't picture black kids earning nice things through hard work. She pauses, lets it hit, cameras zoom on the posters. I'm a councilwoman, public safety board. Vote on police money and rules. But Reynolds didn't know that. And here's the key. He shouldn't have needed to know. He should have shown basic respect no matter who we were. But he didn't. Because to him we were just black folks in the wrong suburb. That made us suspicious. Targets. This isn't about me. I've got resources, lawyers, media, power. But how many other families has Reynolds messed with who don't? How many black parents has he run off? How many kids scared? How many complaints buried because victims couldn't push back? She holds up the thick file. This is Reynolds' record. 7 force complaints, 2 profiling ones, all cleared by his own people. This is how bad officers stay protected, and it stops now. She lays out 3 moves. 1. Federal civil rights suit against Reynolds and Oak Ridge PD. Racial discrimination, harassment, emotional distress. 2. Push state AG for independent probe into Oak Ridge complaint handling. 3. New council resolution, forcing all county suburbs to accept citizen oversight or lose city police backup deals. Video hits 900,000 views in 2 hours, 4 million by night. National outlets pick it up. CNN, MSNBC, even Fox. Chicken Haven clip explodes on TikTok, Facebook, X. Hashtag Justice for Maya and Jamal trends hard. Tuesday. Oak Ridge manager calls emergency session. Chief puts Reynolds on leave. Mayor says concerning. Promises full look. Evelyn's heard promises. Seen internal probes whitewash. So when manager calls to apologize and settle quiet, she says no. Chief offers Reynolds apology. No. Mediator pushes quick deal. No. She wants full discovery. Sworn statements, complaints public, policies exposed. Lawsuit filed 3 weeks later. Hayes versus City of Oak Ridge. Officer Mark Reynolds, Oak Ridge PD. 4th and 14th Amendment violations. Discrimination, pattern of issues. Defendants try to kill it. Immunity for Reynolds. City not liable for one guy, no real harm. Judge shoots it all down. No immunity when actions clearly wrong. City liable if they ignored known patterns. Harm obvious. Video of crying kids. Grandma shielding them. Discoveries brutal. Emails show bosses knew Reynolds' issues, his attitude toward minorities, did zip because he was good on reports, Cheap victims usually dropped out. One lieutenant email 2 years earlier. Reynolds pushes boundaries with minorities. Ignore it and it'll bite us later. Exhibit A for city knowing and doing nothing. Depots show internal affairs stalling complainants, rescheduling till they quit, warning weak cases or false report risks. Pattern clear. Department guarded Reynolds. He thought he was bulletproof. 8 months later, city offers $1.6 million. Evelyn turns it down. Not enough for grandkids' pain, not enough change. They up to $2.1 million. No. Then $3.2 million with admission of fault, real reforms. Settle at $3.2 million. Breakdown. $400,000 to Evelyn for distress and rights violation. $850,000 to Maya, $750,000 to Jamal, $1.2 million punitive. Reforms. Citizen board with real power. Outside investigators for all complaints. Officers with multiple complaints reviewed for firing. Quarterly public data on force and complaints. Mandatory body cams always on duty, even breaks. Reynolds. Fired. Barred from policing statewide. Convicted on oppression charge. Probation, service. Certification gone forever. Money can't fix nightmares. Can't stop Jamal flinching at sirens. Can't restore stolen innocence to kids who thought good behavior meant safety. Evelyn puts half the kids' money in therapy trusts for lifelong counseling. Other half in college funds. No debt. Her share starts the Hayes Foundation for Police Accountability. Legal help for families too broke to fight rights violations. 2 years on, Evelyn's still counsel, still pushing. New Oversight Board reviewed 180 complaints, substantiated 18, 4 firings, 9 suspensions, 10 retrainings. Not perfect, but different. Maya's 12 now, still acing school, still nervous around cops, but learning not all are Reynolds. Still uses that tablet, stickers, scratches, loved. Jamal's 10, still goofy, Dino-obsessed, mentions that day less. Still asks Mimi why the cop was mean. Evelyn still does Saturday outings, rewards wins, won't let fear lock them out. But they skip that chicken haven. Some scars don't fade enough. Her case sets example. 4 more families sue Oak Ridge using it. Settle. Officers disciplined. Council resolution passes 9 months later. All suburbs need oversight or no city help. 7 comply. 3 build their own. Not a total overhaul, but real steps, measurable. Late night in her office, Evelyn stares at a photo of Maya and Jamal from that Saturday. Pre-Chicken Haven smiles. Pure excitement. Total innocence. Thinks what it cost them, her, the justice fight. Then what it gained. Protections for other kids. Accountability stopping other cops. Help for other families. Was it worth it? No. Nothing justifies traumatizing children. But since it happened, at least it meant something. At least the pain pushed change. Maybe that's all we can do. Take wrong that shouldn't happen and make it count. Councilwoman Evelyn Hayes fought 14 years for police accountability. When a cop targeted her and her grandkids in a restaurant, assuming black kids with tablets had to be thieves, she used every tool to make change. Not just for hers, but every family after. The $3.2 million was big. But the reforms, oversight, message mattered more. Even in upscale white suburbs, black families deserve to exist without suspicion. Judging people by looks, skin color, or where they belong says everything about your own heart, not theirs. It shows fear, smallness, and a refusal to see shared humanity. We all lose when we let bias win, but we build something better when we stand up, demand better, and hold power to account. Don't just shake your head at stories like this. Check your own assumptions, speak up when you see it, and support changes that protect everyone's dignity. Because no one should have to prove they belong anywhere.